The big banks turning mortgage modification efforts into a nightmare that is making the foreclosure crisis worse.
Mortgage modification is supposed to make it easier for people to make their payments and keep their homes, but it appears that in some cases at least, it's making it worse because of huge delays and large fees.
News 8's chief political correspondent Mark Davis is on the scene in Bristol.
It's estimated that 1 out of every 119 homes here in Connecticut is in the process of foreclosure. That's over 7,200 homes. And this almost became one of them. Janet Driscoll and her husband both lost their jobs about 2 years ago, and in order to save the home they'd lived in for about a decade, applied for a mortgage modification to lower the approximately $1,700 a monthly payment. With 3 kids to educate, they needed some help for a while. It turned into a 24-month-long nightmare with their mortgage holder, the Bank of America. They started getting bills for stuff they had already paid, like their homeowner's insurance.
All of a sudden, taxes, escrow for taxes were showing up.
Even though you had already paid them?
And we had paid our 2010 taxes, and they included that they were paying them. So that almost tripled our mortgage.
And they got billed for inspections that never happened. They struggled through and eventually withdrew their application because the increased charges could have forced them into foreclosure.
Robo-signing is just the tip of the iceberg. There are a series of abuses and malfunctions in this process that make it truly broken.
Foreclosure filings are going to be shooting back up at the second half of this year, and it's important that people know that there are plenty of resources out there.
Senator Dick Blumenthal announced today that the Senate Judiciary Committee plans to begin hearings on the bank's foot-dragging on mortgage modifications. Blumenthal says the big banks have a real incentive to prolong the mortgage modification process as long as possible, because the longer it goes, the more they can charge in fees. In Bristol, Mark Davis, News 8.